AHATA restructures its annual fees, allowing smaller businesses to be part of the association. Plus, in today's lifestyle segment, we'll talk about the insane line for the iPhone 6. As well, we discuss sustainability with University of Aruba students. Thank you for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. Before we get started, on behalf of the 15 on 15 crew, I want to thank you for your continued support. Today, we celebrate 4 years of the show, and as you can see, we have revamped the show from top to bottom in celebration of this milestone. Let's get into the local news. The Aruba Hotel Tourism Association, better known as AHATA, has restructured its fees, allowing smaller businesses to be part of this association. Take a look. If a company employs 1 to 9 employees, the membership fee is $300 annually. A business with 10 to 19 employees is a set fee at $600 a year. Slightly bigger members with 20 to 49 personnel stands at $1,000 annual fees. Now, the Diario's Bati Blakey mentioned that AHATA's decision to restructure its annual fees opens more doors for tourism-related enterprises to sign up. Presently, AHATA is a lobbying organization. A 50-cent per sold room levy was just approved by the membership, collected in conjunction with the environmental levy to bankroll and sustain AHATA's efforts at becoming a much more effective lobbying organization, as well as providing substantive direct benefits to its members. And moving forward, last week, Aruba held the annual tourism conference Aruba, also known as ATCA. The planning of the events and programming for the itinerary are strategically put together in order for the North American tour operators to fully absorb and learn new information regarding Aruba as a destination.
The program was mainly to have an educational session, so for us to update them on our strategies and where we're going. And second of all, which is very important, is the business sessions, or the marketplace as we call it, with each and every hotel, as well as other service providers, including the Aruba Tourism Authority, where we have individual meetings with each and every operator, and at which time we then discuss production, we discuss developments of their companies, developments of the island, and ways that we can work together and means that we can put forward so that we can then increase production for the destination in the right direction.
A local youngster has been selected to represent the island in the next Dutch Caribbean UNICEF. He will be discussing the life on the island under the Dutch Kingdom. Take a look. The Minister of Youth Affairs, Paul Cruz, met with Aditya Gupta and his father to fully prepare the young man to represent Aruba at the Dutch Caribbean UNICEF conference. Aditya is a qualified adolescent to speak on behalf of Aruba. During Aditya's address, he will speak as a youth who grew up in Aruba and who lives here.
The topic they want us to concentrate on is the children's rights and how children's rights have been developed, and what policy I guess the government is taking, or what steps the government are taking to tackle problems faced by children here, and what are the good parts of growing up in the kingdom as well.
Minister Paul Cruz informed Aditya on the government's priorities, plans, and actions when it comes to assisting the youth to prosper within the community.
Minister Paul Cruz was very nice enough, and he detailed his entire strategy on how they want to refocus the government's strengths and the government's power into actually concentrating on things that the students really need, or the kids really need. So they have a national platform which incorporates all forms of youth from all across the broad spectrum, and it involves NGOs, schools, and the private sector as well, in order to get this nice feedback. And they're also doing a study with the University of Aruba, as I understood, that will also help them refocus the attention of the government into the right direction, and in order to tackle any problems that they already have.
Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll talk about iPhone insanity. As well, we will discuss the benefits of sleeping naked, and we'll show you how pet owners can get pretty crazy with their cats and dogs. We will be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back from the break. If you are just joining us now, we are celebrating our 4-year anniversary today. Now, getting into your lifestyle topics, there is this known theory that many smartphone and tablet users prefer the Apple brand. It is not exactly the quality of the device or what the phone can offer to its users. It seems as though people are just crazy for all Apple products. This craziness is reinforced with the release of the iPhone 6. Lines are expected, but this was unexpected in London. Check it out. In London's Regent Street, the line is never ending. Literally, the line to get to the Apple Store goes from the store all the way up the street. It then wraps around a public park and then it goes back on the other side of town. This is all for a phone. You would think they are giving it out for free. Oh wait, it costs well over $500. People are standing in line for 44 hours and more to be one of the first people to get their hands on an iPhone 6. That's not it. In the video, you can hear security guards saying, once you leave the line, you cannot come back. Continuing on, here is why you should sleep naked at night. Sleeping with your partner definitely has its benefits. People who snooze in the nude are also more likely to report being happy with their relationship. A British survey asked adults who were married or coupled up what they slept in and how they felt about their bond. A whopping 57% of nude sleepers said they were happy with their relationship, while 48% of pajama wearers and 43% of nightgown wearers felt the same. This, of course, isn't a scientific study. It does make sense, though, that sleeping naked could boost relationship satisfaction. A recent study found that couples who snuggle post-sex have happier bonds, while another study found that the closer you sleep with your partner, the better your relationship is. So what is true is that those in happier relationships are more likely to strip down and bear it all when sleeping. Whatever the reason, it seems that the way you sleep with your partner is definitely linked to your relationship satisfaction. Halloween is just around the corner, so what will you dress up as? But more importantly, what will you dress your cat or dog up as? Here's why I'm asking. A Russian pet salon makes cats and dogs look like dragons and bumblebees. The Russians are taking dressing up your pet to a whole new level here. The dyes used to transform kitties into green dragon cats and pups into bumblebees are made from natural botanical extracts and aren't harmful. Although in certain cases, animals with sensitivity to the permanent dye can develop side effects, such as nausea and itching. I can't tell if these animals love it or hate it, but it certainly could stir some pretty creative costume ideas on the island after seeing such pet transformations. And on that note, we will take a very quick break. This is what's coming up next. I sat down with University of Aruba students to discuss their thoughts on sustainability. They unanimously agreed with one another of the fact that in order for Aruba to be part of this movement successfully, education is key. Elliot, Alan, and Donald are currently in the process of organizing a big event to help businesses understand what it takes to be sustainable. According to the University of Aruba students, education and awareness is the first step.
Well, as a student myself, I understand that our economy really focuses on tourism itself. So it's kind of like having a business. Do you really want to be in a business and not using all your resources as best as you can? Or would you rather be using your money as best as possible so that you can do better things with it? So by teaching further businesses in our tourism area how to be more sustainable and how to better use their resources, it helps not only themselves, but it also helps the island itself getting in return and, again, saving up on its resources, being able to use other cash resources to other things.
Well, I think we gotta start by educating people first. There are lots of people that don't know what sustainable is, and they don't know that they can be more efficient in using the resources and their stuff at home. So that's the first step for me. Just start educating people overall.
Well, first, I think it should be vital to focus on the education on the island, to raise awareness and to make the people of the island aware of how important it is for the island to move towards a more sustainable tourism, not specifically only to save on cost, but also to protect our own natural resources that we have here, because if we don't have our beaches or our flora and fauna, we won't have a tourism product either way, and we are living off of it. 80% you could say, of tourism right now is enforcing jobs to many locals and is the major part of the economy here on the island. So.
The University of Aruba's sustainability event will be revealed later on this week on the show, so be sure to tune in for that. And since it is our anniversary special, I simply cannot end the show without thanking our sponsors, because without them, we wouldn't be here today. So I want to thank Romar Trading, 14 Biz, Matthews, DV Resorts, and of course, Aruba Airport Authority as well. And besides 4 sponsors, I have a great team behind me. First and foremost, I have to thank Tom Peters as well as ATV, and to everybody who has contributed to Team 15 in one way or another. And for today's special show, we did have Bright Bakery contributing this cake for us, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you to you as well. And join us again tomorrow night starting at 7:15 p.m. for the revamped edition of 15 on 15. We'll see you then.